don't feel like I wheel my 23 Canyon all that hard. Well, if you do, chances are you've hit and or damaged your EVAP canister bracket just like I have. I mean, I don't wheel my truck that hard, do I? Right in front of the gas tank here is your EVAP canister. According to the EPA, the charcoal canister is pretty important. It takes the air, the gas vapors inside the gas tank, and filters it before it gets out here. So throughout the day, if the gas tank heats up or cools down due to ambient temperature, or when you guys are filling it, that air inside the tank, that gas vapor, has to go somewhere to be replaced with the fuel, and that canister prevents that smell coming out. Mind you, my truck is about 2 inches lifted plus the tire, so about 3 inches higher than stock at the frame, and the brake over angle is still not all that great. How do you guys like this angle? We'll take this bracket off here in a second, but I wanted to show you guys that this thing is hanging below the frame here, and the only other option to protect this is one, the AEV Bison skid that comes all the way clear up to here, and another flavor that another company makes, but it bolts to the bottom of this thing and basically reduces your clearance on a part that you're already hitting on rocks. So you guys might be wondering how my skid plate differs from what's currently available. My skid plate completely replaces the black plastic bracket that you've already been hitting. Kit comes with some hardware, maybe a sticker, maybe a sucker, adapter bracket, and the new mount and skid plate. I'm gonna make a bet with you guys. This video is gonna take you longer to watch than to actually install this part. If it takes you longer than this video, I can't help you. Quick tools list. Ratchet, 13mm socket. I highly recommend a little kind of wobble extension, 13mm box wrench, and an impact just to remove everything. I would like you guys to install everything with the ratchet by hand, just because some of the hardware goes into heat set inserts, and last thing I want you guys to do is pull these out because you put too many ugga-duggas downrange. With the wobble extension and your 13mm socket, loosen these two bolts. Just loosen, don't take them out. That's all you need. Next step is to remove your extension and get your box wrench, and we'll go onto the truck. Next, we're gonna remove this 13mm nut here. I only go like one tooth on the box wrench because there's these wings here. It makes it just kind of impossible to get out of here if you go more than just a tooth. If you've got a 90-degree ratchet, this would be a great time to employ it right here. Or we should buy one. I keep threatening to do that, and this would have been a great opportunity to have one of those. Nut is off. There you go. Just amazed at how low this is and how unprotected this canister is, being so important to the EPA. And I have thoroughly destroyed this. Before I remove this last bolt, we're actually going to go start the assembly on my skid plate. Excuse me, sir. Sir, I'm trying to shoot a YouTube video right now. Excuse me, sir. Can you go someplace else and make noise? Take two of your bolts, and we're going to thread them into the heat set inserts on the adapter here, but we got to go through the little side plate of the skid plate, but don't tighten them all the way. I'll show you guys why here in just a second. Let's go back onto the truck. The reason I've saved this bolt here is so that I don't hang this EVAP canister by its hoses and lines and wires while we do the rest of this install. So this will be under here kind of holding it, and I want to reduce the amount of time that this thing has dangling in midair. And then we're going to pull it away from the frame and then slide this bracket rearward. Gently, carefully. We throw it away. So we take our skid plate here and we line up the 3D printed mounts with the notches in the end of the canister here. And then we slide this into the holes in the frame and then slide it forward in those little slots. Just like that. It should kind of hang right there. We'll get one of our screws started here. We'll get our 13 off of the impact, and onto the ratchet, and we're going to tighten up these two new bits of hardware here. Make sure they're slid all the way forward. These ones I don't want you guys tightening up with the impact gun because I'd rather you guys not blast those set inserts out of the piece. That's all you need. Find the other hole here. That's what she said. Get these two tightened up. Click. Cool. You can do this one, these next two with the impact if you want. Doesn't matter to me. Right before this guy is tight, we're going to make sure that this is pushed all the way to the outside frame, and then we'll tighten her up. There you go. What you're left with is a very high clearance. It's literally above the frame, whereas this guy hung below the frame. It's at least an inch of clearance over this stupid bracket. You guys can see this bracket was not long for this world. I have broken it in several different places, and I'm sure that it wasn't too much longer before this was going to completely break off and potentially break that EVAP canister, hard lines and whatnot off the truck with a little bit of off-roading that I do. Know that you guys are going to be a little bit harder pressed to damage that bracket now that the skid plate is a full inch higher instead of being mounted to the bottom of this dang thing. It's kind of ridiculous to me to think that adding a skid plate to the bottom of this when you've already hit it a whole bunch of times is going to make this stronger in any way. So I decided to replace the entire thing with a 3/16 inch stainless skid plate, big old dimple dies, super strong. I might be a little harder on my truck than most people, but I have to test these products in order to feel confident sharing them with you guys. I couldn't in good conscience design some sort of skid plate that reduced your ground clearance where I've obviously hit it a whole bunch of times. Putting a skid plate under this just didn't make any sense to me, and that's why I designed the one that I did. I enjoy making parts for guys like me, using their trucks in ways that GM never intended or maybe imagined, and we're finding the deficiencies and they're finding the failure points that these trucks have and making really cool products so that you guys can protect your investment in a pretty expensive truck. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys that would like to protect this expensive truck of yours, and hopefully by this little skid plate you now can protect your EVAP system and potentially a really expensive tow bill way off trail. As always, if you guys have any video ideas or product ideas, comment below or send me a message in one of your favorite social media platforms, and I'd love to make a video or product just for you. Thanks for watching, guys.